Let's talk about how to create really nice quality lines with a Sharpie marker so we end up having a really smooth and controlled line quality. Before we even start with the Sharpie, we want to think about what kind of line is it that we are creating. Is it a straight line or a curved line? If it's a straight line, use a straight edge. And a straight edge could simply be a piece of paper that you fold, and that gives you a guideline. So if I'm doing this in pencil, it's nice and straight. If I am doing this in Sharpie, it's nice and straight. Much better than if I try to freehand it. It's pretty good, but there's definitely a difference in the line quality. The next is, what if I'm doing a curve? If I'm doing a curve and I set my wrist down and I naturally move my hand, it makes a curve. The same thing from moving it from my elbow. My elbow is going to be planted, and I move my whole arm. That naturally makes a curve. A bigger curve, but a curve. It is not natural to make a curve that's coming toward my body. Now my elbow is coming into me, and it's just forward, and you can see the curve is definitely got flat spots and waves and bumpier. It's not as natural. So the same thing goes when you're doing that with a Sharpie marker. You want your curves to arch away from you. Those will come out better than if I'm coming toward myself. Okay, so again, those have little waves, but if I go away from me, I can do it in a much smoother line. That's a much better curve than that one. What about actual Sharpie control? Well, if I am pushing on my Sharpie and it's going away from me, it's going to create a lot of friction. That's not there if I pull the marker. And if I keep pushing the marker, eventually over time, I'm going to wear it out much faster. You can extend the life of your Sharpie by always having less friction on the point of it. So if I look at this one, the tip is much sharper than this worn out one. So if now I want to combine those two things that we just talked about, the type of line and always pulling my marker. If I want to do a straight line down, I'm pulling it, but if I want to do a straight line up, I'm going to just take my marker and flip it over and pull up that way. I can also use a Sharpie marker sideways. So I can pull it this way, or I could use it side to side like this. But I don't ever want to have it pushing. It's creating a lot of friction, and it's much more difficult to get a smooth line. So with the arches, if I was going to do something like this letter O, I might do this part of it, and I kind of faded it off, and I'm turning, and I'm seeing where does my body naturally make these curves, and how far can I expect to go that's comfortable. So you can barely see the separation of these line segments. So again, I practice it in the air. And there we go. I'm pretty close to the pencil line. Not perfect, but that's why we keep all of our pencil lines really, really light, so that way we can erase them and not have any evidence that they were ever there to begin with.